This is a $100 Nerf blaster. This is a $40 Nerf blaster, and this is a $1 3D printed blaster designed by Mark Rober. And in today's video, I'm going to show you the engineering issues I faced while making this blaster, and I'm going to see how it compares to the expensive ones. Before we get into the build, we need to talk about its design and why it's so cheap. Unlike a regular Nerf blaster, which has about 50 parts, this is entirely made of just one part. Mark chose this design because the first problem you face when creating a Nerf blaster as wide as a human hair, as he did, is that it would be impossible to assemble all the little springs and mechanisms at that scale. This led to a one-part design that you can 3D print in place. Now, let's head to my 3D printer and make it. Since this is a pretty special blaster, I just had to whip out the special dual-color filament. It's made by eSun and is a blue and red silk PLA, which, if you know a little bit about colors, makes this amazing purple. I chose PLA because it offers a great balance. It isn't too stiff like polycarbonate and not too soft like TPU. The first issue I ran into was that this was too big for my A1 mini build plate, so I sized it down to 77% and added some darts. Despite applying stick glue to the build plate, the darts still came off. So each time the printer extruded filament for the darts, I had to manually take them out, which left an ugly dent on the blaster. I ended up reprinting the darts and sanding them because they were too tight. But before we test it with the expensive ones, how does it even work? And how does it store energy to shoot the dart with no mechanical springs? When you pull this cocking mechanism back, these ribs bend and now store the energy needed to send the dart flying. Now that it's all ready to go, let's test it out and compare it to the expensive Nerf blasters. I'm going to be testing the accuracy by shooting at these targets. The blaster that uses the least amount of tries to knock down all of the targets wins. I set up the targets at a distance of 4 feet for a fair test. The $100 Nerf blaster took 4 tries. The $40 Nerf blaster took 3 tries, putting it in the lead. And the $1 blaster took 16 tries. It's not looking good for Mark. The reason for this is probably because the $1 blaster uses tiny darts compared to the $100 and $40 blasters that use these big darts. So what are some of the pros and cons of 3D printing my own blaster instead of just buying one from the store? Pros: it's way cheaper at $1 a filament. You can customize it however you want, and there's no assembly process. Cons: it's not the strongest, it only shoots very small darts, and it doesn't shoot very far. In conclusion, I think this is an interesting concept. I can't wait to take on even crazier projects in the future. So let me know what you would like to see me make next. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to follow my future projects. I'll see you in my next one.